I need to
Right.
agree to this recording,
Really?
if I decline, yeah,
Did you agree?
I did.
Oh, thank God. Can you imagine if you didn't?
Sharon is an adventurous, very open-minded human being, a Christian. Um, she's very much into academia. She loves reading. She loves the outdoors. What came to mind is a fallacy we have in psychology called the perfect parenting fallacy, which is very self-explanatory, and parents would want to be the best and the perfect parents, which is overwhelming, and it leaves parents feeling very inadequate. Another fallacy I can think about is the I turned out okay fallacy, which is valid.
Good morning, Sharon. How are you doing today?
Good morning. I'm doing good. Thank you. And how are you doing?
I'm great. I'm great. Tell me about North Cyprus. How is it? What's the weather like?
It's good. It's getting warmer. It says 22 degrees now. It's been dusty the past few days, but now it's starting to clear off. It's really nice. It's nice. Not too hot, not too cold, just perfect.
Perfect weather for you. You're a summer girl.
I am. I'm so excited. I'm coming back to life.
It's good to know you've been hibernating for a while, so you'll be out and about.
I have been. Mm-hmm.
Great. So what is Sharon doing in North Cyprus? How did you end up in North Cyprus? Tell us a little bit about yourself and your journey from your country to North Cyprus, and what are you doing there?
Whoa. So I came to pursue a master's degree in social psychology. And my program was supposed to be 2 years. And I was actually hoping to pursue a PhD program after that. So it kind of has worked out in that way. Finished my master's, started my PhD. I'm somewhere in the middle, maybe about 67% done.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Mm-hmm. So how has it been? And who is Sharon? You just told us what you've been doing. Who is Sharon?
Sharon. Oh, that sounds like such a jargon. Sharon is an adventurous, very open-minded human being, a Christian. She's very much into academia. She loves reading. She loves the outdoors. She loves people. She loves coffee. That's who she is.
That's good. Yeah, I see it right there.
Close to me.
That's really nice. So how did you end up at the university where you're a student for sure in the admissions and also teaching? How did you end up there and playing all these roles?
So when I was ready to pursue a master's degree, I was looking at all the options. And I know a friend of mine who has a cousin that came to Cyprus to study, and things worked out really well. So then when I started to inquire some more, I found out that it is financially achievable. And it's like, so at the time I thought, getting to pay the same amount of money, but getting educated in Europe sounded like a good deal to me. So I took it up and I got ready and I came to Cyprus. That's how I ended up here, yeah.
Right. And then you found yourself in admissions and teaching. How was that?
I did. I did. How many? About 6 months late, 5 months later, I really did want to start a journey in academia. And my supervisor at the time was very supportive, still is. And he said to me, you have to start somewhere. And my somewhere was being an intern in the International Admissions Office, which is where I met you and which is where we worked together for the time.
We did.
Am I allowed to say that?
You did. And it's beautiful. It's a good journey.
Yeah, you vouched for me. I cannot forget that. And then, after doing my internship, Then I moved on slowly, started working my way up. In the meantime, I was still doing school and doing a million other things on the side. Yeah, do you want me to break those down?
Sure, I mean, yeah.
So then, yeah, I was pursuing that. After some time, with more experience, I just started to slowly work my way up in that ladder and finished my master's, started PhD. I was teaching English out of the university. I was helping people with their research projects and thesis and stuff on the side as well, which was good for me because I'm in academia. I was also lecturing. I started to lecture a few courses slowly, I think about 2 years ago now. And yeah, now I feel like it's really my thing. But it's been a journey,
That's so
very
nice.
gradual and a beautiful journey. Yeah.
It is a beautiful journey, and you've been able to thrive in a country that is not yours, a country that has specifically a different language, and you're still thriving. And it's a beautiful journey that you're taking there, and I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
Before North Cyprus, you were also traveling. Would you mention some of the places that you traveled to, and what were you doing there?
Yeah, I did. I think the ones as a tourist, no, maybe places I lived in, right?
Right, lived in, yes.
Mm-hmm. I lived in Japan for a year and a half. And then I worked in an outdoor center. It was during my bachelor years, which initially started as just a summer job I applied for and went to work there. But then I loved it so much and they loved me and wanted me to go back. So I did. Ended up staying longer than I thought I was going to stay. And then during that, I did a few trips here and there, in and out of Japan. But that was just like visiting. The only other place I've lived in apart from Kenya is Cyprus and now Japan.
So I know now we're in April, but we're still continuing the conversations about stereotypes and biases. As a person who has lived in and traveled to different countries, where would you say there's more stereotypes? One, because you're a woman. Two, a woman of color. And in Japan, in North Cyprus, or in Kenya, where did you feel not really comfortable as a woman, as an African woman, if you ever did?
Well, in my experience, I think it's such a conundrum because there's a thin line and they kind of bounce off each other. I have lived my life as a woman and as a Black woman, so I can't really separate those two. However, living abroad, I have definitely seen times where being a woman has dominated versus being a Black woman has dominated my presence. And sometimes both simultaneously. So it's hard to separate, but then does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's just a thin line. I can't really say this country just because I was a woman or just because I was Black. No, there's times being Black dominated being a woman, and there's times where it was the same. So I can't really say this country was more favorable. Even Kenya, as much as, it's predominantly Kenyans, there's definitely instances where I've experienced things because I'm a woman versus being a Black woman as well. In small spaces, like I'd give an example of spaces where you get to interact with non-Kenyans, and you would definitely see a bit of stereotypes being shown or progress about you, about situations and things like that. Yeah. I don't know if I'm making sense. I hope I'm making sense. It's hard to pick. Mm-hmm.
It's hard to pick, yes. Are there specific situations that come to your mind that stand out to you and you are taken aback? I mean, this could be happening to you or to somebody that you know in the world today.
Yeah. This, which I think I would say then is one of those that I have definitely experienced in Kenya, in Cyprus, in Japan as well, is comments that people make to which you're like, people are so naive or they just don't want to be open-minded, and they have stereotypes from the 1900s, like, this is 2000, what are you thinking, what are you saying, So I would go with that. That's very common, comments everywhere. Yeah.
Right. Do you want to say any comment at all? No, not.
No.
Great.
No.
So now that you're living and working in Cyprus, and you were also working and living in Kenya at some point, is there any difference? Do you feel that maybe women in Cyprus have more equality or equity with men than in Kenya? And is it even something that we could compare as the two countries really? One is in Europe, the other one is in Africa. Is it even comparable?
I think it's unfair to compare, because the one in Europe kind of has a head start to the one in Kenya, because they are exactly where we were at some point, but then they're slightly, even in many instances, much more ahead of where we are. The truth is, there is existence of unequal opportunities, but globally we have come a long way, and we're going even farther. So that's very encouraging to think about. Yeah.
All right. You are also a PhD studying psychology. So as a psychologist, how best can parents support their kids so that when they're going out there and you meet these stereotypes and biases, you're equipped to handle them? Because I mean, we know maybe at some point they will end, but as it is now, we still have those. And how can young girls, young men be able to live in a world that is not equal, that is biased?
That is biased. Yeah, this world is very biased. What came to mind is a fallacy we have in psychology called the perfect parenting fallacy, which, is very self-explanatory, and parents would want to be the best and the perfect parents, which is overwhelming, and it leaves parents feeling very inadequate. Another fallacy I can think about is the I turned out okay fallacy, which is valid. There's people who are not cared for, but they turned out okay. It's valid, but it has such fatal flaws. So having that in mind and thinking about all the research that has been done over and over again, showing that positive involvement increases achievement, increases positivity, it reduces bad behavior, I think then I would just highlight that positive involvement in the kids' lives. Yeah.
Positive involvement. And that should also include probably giving them real situations that are happening in the world, not showing them that the world is perfect and then they go and find that it's imperfect as it is. So maybe we should expose them to real world situations.
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds good. So you as a person, as a young girl growing up in Kenya, would you say your family, the society, or the environment that you're in shaped the woman that you've become? What influenced you to be the person that you are today?
Unquestionably. Wait, can you ask that question again? Let me just get that right. Ask it again, please.
So growing up in Kenya, would you say your family or the society or the environment or the education shapes the person you are, and which one actually did contribute to the person you are majorly today?
Majorly. Both of them did. In different measures, positively and negatively. But, they both did. But I will say that unquestionably, these things the society taught me that within my family, I was very sheltered. And I got to enjoy so many things growing up as a child. And then the world taught me that, whoa, this is not how it is. Wake up, open your eyes. So such things like I think I'd say is gender roles, and let's just stick to gender roles. That the society taught me very fast. Within my family context. My mom was a superwoman. She did everything. She was doubling up as a mom and a dad. So that was my norm. Then when I go to uni is when I realized, it's not like that. There needs to be someone else doing something else. So I needed to adjust my thought patterns And yeah, still adjusting.
Yeah, but it's interesting how that you said you were sheltered by your mom and your family, and you never even had a need to say, for lack of a better word, a need to know that maybe you required a father figure, but you grew up well and you were okay until you went to the world and you're like, wait a minute, maybe I need somebody else.
Absolutely. I was like, I don't know how she did it, but I didn't feel like I was lacking. Everything was covered.
Were you shocked the first moment when you realized?
So then my reaction was, I need to find the missing puzzle. And what breaks my little heart right now is thinking about it. And I'm thinking, I wasn't looking for the puzzle because I lacked something. I was looking for the puzzle because society told me it's supposed to be like this. You know what I mean?
Right. The society told you that you're actually missing something. Like maybe part of you is missing because you didn't have this person in your life.
But I didn't. Right. But now society is like, okay, you know, it's so funny.
Right. That is good. Do you think that parents of today are better equipped than parents of yesterday to be able to bring up their children in a society without, pushing them to gender specific roles? Would you say parents of today? Maybe us, if we were parents, would we be able to help our kids to be more open-minded than our parents, and why?
Yeah. I'm very positive about that. Modern parents have it different. And they do realize that they are the first role models of these children. We know we are the first role models of our children. Even just me thinking about my mother and speaking about her, she was my first role model. And where we are right now in terms of technology and education, all those things, it puts us at a better place compared to our parents and their parents, and backing it all the way up. So yeah, I do think so.
What is your advice to young women who are worried about societal and family expectations? Because at some point, especially, both genders really, so families expect you at this time, you'll have done this, but you feel you want to pursue your own journey, your own route. Mm-hmm. So what would you advise them?
Mm-hmm. Two things. The first one, I think I just want to say that they are doing a great disservice to the society, to their families, and most importantly to themselves by allowing the society to deflate who they are. But also in the same breath, I realize that there's people that don't have that at all. They don't have, it's not a matter of an option that, the society says this and that. They're just in places where they cannot thrive. So for those people, I will want to encourage them and tell them that we've come a long way globally. There's so many countries, women started to vote much later than men were voting. So many countries we see women backward. We see women driving, getting driver's license to be driving, just like less than 10 years ago.
Yeah.
So all this to say that we have come a long way and we're going even farther. There's women representation everywhere. So let's keep the hope alive. There's men supporting women. There's men applauding women. And just to also make sure everyone stays like within the healthy balance of equality and equity, because too much of anything good can also be poison. So yeah, everything in good measure, everything in moderation, but we have come from far, we're going even farther. And it does help to understand the past, because then that will help us to really properly understand the present and also foresee the future.
That's a beautiful message to the young people, that they should thrive and be positive towards life. So lastly, but not least, as a PhD candidate, what are your, not candidate, you're almost finishing really. So what are your future plans in the next 3, 4, 5 years? What do you plan to do? What are you feeling? What do you see?
That's a big question. That's a huge question. What am I? Oh, okay. I should have published, okay, within that time frame, I should have published a few publications. I should have completed everything. Just I'm starting to write my thesis now, waiting to do my qualification exam. So everything together by then I should be done with my doctorate degree. Hopefully even with a postdoctorate diploma or something after. I love academia, I enjoy it. And maybe it's just a season and maybe it's likely to change, I don't know. But if I'm to project 5 years from now, that's it. Yeah.
Will you be teaching?
It's research, it's reading.
Right.
Yeah. I'll be teaching, I'll be doing research, I'll be writing, I'll be just repeat.
That's beautiful. That's so beautiful. How are you feeling about all this? Are you excited? Are you nervous? What are you feeling?
I feel like God's grace is sufficient, because it sounds overwhelming, it sounds overbearing, but His grace is really sufficient. I quickly adapted and adjusted to my reality. So taking it a day at a time, I'm able to pace myself. So I'm thankful for that. I'm able to pace myself. Yeah.
Right. So what do you do to keep yourself motivated, to keep yourself going? I know it can be a bit overwhelming, as you say, but are there some activities that you do that keeps you still looking at the goal, at the bigger picture?
Yeah. I have such great people around me. I have such a great support system. So that definitely also, it does a big job at reminding me who I am and where I'm headed. And then I'm always up and about doing things that are so far from academia that bring me joy. Like, I don't know, like I go out all the time. I go camping, I go hiking. Does that count? They count, right?
They do.
Doing things that bring me joy that are completely out of academia. Just go out, spend time with people that rejuvenate my soul and my heart and my spirit. Go to the beach when the weather allows. I sleep a lot. I read books that are far away from anything groundbreaking, researchy. No, just like books. I like that too. Yeah, always like refreshes my mind and brings me back to perspective. And then I'm able to move again and then retract and then move and retract. Yeah.
Wow, that's so very, very beautiful to hear. And we are really excited to learn about you, to learn who Sharon is, coming all the way from Kenya, passing through Japan. Of course, it's not connected, and then ending up to North Cyprus. And you're thriving in this environment. And even though the backstory, I mean, where you came from has impacted your life, you have not allowed the negative part of it to influence you so badly off. You're learning from that, you're encouraging people, and you're doing great. So thank you so much for sharing your story. We are more than excited. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I enjoyed doing this. Thank you so much.
Alrighty. Catch you soon. Bye.
Bye-bye. Take care.
Bye.